Alright, and welcome back to Shovel Knight with Kevin, James, Michael, and John. This is Michael's first time doing Shovel Knight because he had Christmas activities while we first started Shovel Knight. So basically what's going on, the Order of No Quarter is running rampant across the town because the evil enchantress who does evil dances came in and started spreading evil stuff, and Shovel Knight is going to stop her as well as to find out where his friend Shield Knight went, because the last time he saw her was at a tower. So that summarizes it pretty nicely. We've gotten through three Order of No Quarter. This will be the fourth.
Yeah. I think the last one was a Black Metal Man reject or something of that.
Oh, that's cool.
The alchemy coin? Yeah, it is pretty nice. And then I forget that you don't bounce off those rocks, and I plummet to my death.
At least you didn't have very much money.
True. What were you saying, Michael?
It was just a simple ouch.
Yeah.
So.
I was gonna say.
I think that sums it up pretty well.
I would agree. It just felt really dumb because it's like, you know. But no, alchemy coins are honestly fairly nice. You can use it to transform smaller enemies into more money.
So you can go back and recover. You can go back and recover your whatever currency you've lost.
Yes, right. Yes, you can. The game's not.
And you have, and it's one-hit kills pretty much. So.
One-hit kills for holes. I think wise it's. I was gonna say.
Okay, it's either life or.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have a life bar, so it's not that unforgiving. It's actually pretty forgiving. I'd say it's like Mega Man without the Buster. But yeah, right now we're doing, I can't remember his name. Dignite? Crud, hold on.
We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure.
Lava or magma themed.
It is lava or magma themed, but that's because he's obsessed with finding archaeology, so that's why we're in an archaeological area. If that makes sense. I'm just trying to remember. But, yeah, I was going to say, for right now we don't have much to talk about. And it's Sunday, and it was January 8th, so how was everybody's Mass today?
Yeah, one of the craziest things for me as a Protestant coming in is that the Mass today, the music was Christmas carols, actually. Most Protestants generally drop those to December 26th, and they're never heard from again until after until Advent. So it was kind of weird.
Right, I was gonna say I'm too used to that, so I never even thought of. Sometimes I don't think about aspects of that, so it's actually kind of really interesting to hear that.
Yeah, I guess for non-Catholics or non-Orthodox, Christmas just kind of ends after the 26th, 25th, but we keep our trees and stuff up most of the time till the Epiphany.
Yeah.
In fact, I think for some it's traditional to burn the Christmas tree on the Feast of the Epiphany because essentially the Christmas season has come to an end. I think. Is Christmas still going on after Epiphany?
I think tomorrow. No, tonight.
Yeah, it's just about over.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, the Epiphany is typically a holy day of obligation. If I remember correctly, however, since it's on Sunday, it's not this year, correct?
Yeah, most parishes move it to Sunday.
I mean, technically, it's still a holy day of obligation due to the fact that Sunday is a day of obligation. But you guys know what I mean.
It was the same with.
You don't have to. It doesn't become a doubly important day of obligation just because it's already the fact that it's Sunday subsumes the.
Which I was gonna say I'd be fine with, but still. Would we want to go over the readings for today as well, or? Or do we want to just
if I remember.
I was gonna say if we can just summarize it if we want.
Yeah, as far as I remember, it was just the three wise men. I know my priest at my parish said that he emphasized when they said that they left by going another way. It wasn't just them leaving on a different path. It was them leaving as changed people after encountering Christ incarnate.
I could see that because if I remember correctly, the three wise men were also Gentiles, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I think they were because they came from modern-day Iraq, Iran, Mesopotamia, somewhere around there. So they probably weren't Jewish. They were probably I don't know, Zoroastrians or something.
Right, but either way, it's showing even early on that
Yeah.
Christ came for all, not just for the Jewish. So,
Yeah, that was I think that was later on when in fact I don't know if it's in King James or other Protestant versions, but there's an example of like a bureaucracy in a sense when people are asking Paul, hey Paul, people are going around saying if you're uncircumcised you won't be saved and you can't be a Christian. And so Paul didn't know how to answer, so he said, let me just go ask Peter and the apostles, and the apostles said, yeah, you can be circumcised, uncircumcised, you're good. And then, so Paul managed to tell everyone else, yeah, you're good. I conferred with everyone. You're good to go.
I was gonna say, I know that's in our... I'm trying to remember, is that Romans, or is that, can anybody remember if that's Colossians or Acts, or...
I think that's
an Acts.
I think that's Acts,
Yeah.
because Acts is pretty heavily Paul-focused.
Most of after we get past Jesus, most of the New Testament is pretty heavily Paul-focused. Most of the letters are written by Paul.
Yeah,
Huh?
I guess up until he gave them to Timothy, and then I think you've got
Peter.
James. Yeah.
Then obviously we have the Revelation, which was not written by Paul.
I don't think King James has, ironically, the Epistle of St. James, because St. James contains a passage that literally says faith alone is worthless without deeds.
I believe that's retained in most modern versions.
Really?
Most modern Protestant Bibles, I think.
Wow, because I would have figured that would
Either way, that's
really contradict the idea of sola fides.
Either way, that's a misunderstanding, because Catholics actually do believe in faith alone. It's just we put such a heavy emphasis on works because we should put such a heavy emphasis on works.
Yeah, because like I think as James said in it, you said, "Oh, you believe in God. That's good," but it's not as easy as just saying, "Yeah, I believe
go and
in
act in
God."
His name.
Yeah.
Go and act. Let me rephrase that. Go and act positively in His name, but you know.
I'm assuming we're talking about a different James.
No,
It's
it is
not-
the same James.
I'm James too.
I'm sorry.
I just
James
heard
from the
what
Bible.
James-
Epistle of St.
Yeah.
James.
I heard what James said. I just took a second to go, what?
To be fair, there's three different Jameses. There's King James,
Yes.
and then Saint James, and then we've got you as James. So it's kind of confusing.
That is
Yep.
true. But no, yeah, exactly. So, no, even I was misinformed on that one for we Catholics' faith, but I mean that's addressed pretty clearly in the Council of Trent. So,
Yep.
Another story I never knew was basically when they first started out, the apostles and the disciples, they had the whole commune going. People would sell their land and their wealth and they would give the money to them so that they could work with each other. And one guy sold all of his stuff, he and his wife, but they only gave half of it. And so Peter called the guy, he called the husband and he said, "Hey, did you give all the money from when you sold all your stuff?" And I think he admitted that he didn't give all of it and he lied about it and he dropped dead.
I'm pretty
It's,
sure they both lie.
I think that sounds correct. I think that was Acts. Acts 5? Was that Acts 5?
I know it was
Yeah,
Acts for sure.
Very early Acts. I do remember.
Yeah, because
And then like his
I-
wife came in and then she did the same thing. She died because she enabled it and went along with it.
right. So I was gonna say, obviously it wouldn't be the first 4 acts because that was still focusing on while Jesus was still on this earth, teaching us the last couple of lessons that we needed to. I mean, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. The most.
Until he said that Pentecost was coming.
Yeah. I would say we still have a lot to know, but the you know what I'm trying to say, just very poorly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say I was trying to figure out a couple puzzles there, didn't figure it out, so moved on past that. And we can not freeze lava, but with these orbs, we can turn the lava into bouncy goo.
Well,
So-
I don't think you're going to be hurting for cash either way.
No. Either way, I didn't want to deal with this guy, so I just decided to leave him to his doom.
Wow.
And I messed
I
up.
think there was a.
Go ahead.
Oh, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I messed up here, but we can wait for that to happen because obviously it hasn't happened yet.
I think there was a. I don't know if it was Dorkly or something I watched. Something, I think it was Nerdist. I don't know. Something with science. and it went into the science of people drowning in lava, like in films and games, and they said it's not like what it is in the movies, because it's probably one of the slowest, most agonizing deaths you can imagine, because you're slowly roasting to death, because you float on it, you don't sink into it like in the movies.
I wonder if it depends on the heat of the lava as well.
I imagine it's pretty hot.
Well, yeah, I just meant, I don't know, because it's...
Well, I don't know, I mean, I don't know what temperature human skin and human bone disintegrates
That
at.
is true. I was gonna say,
I mean, I'm not gonna look it
Terminator.
up. So I get on a. Oh yeah, because that must have been pretty hot then. Because I mean, it was a movie, but they melted in.
I was gonna say, it's human flesh has a pretty high flash point.
Which is
Yeah, it
kind
would
of,
take a lot.
I was gonna say, it's kind of funny that we have a pretty high flash point when you remember there's such things as human combustion.
Yeah, that's always so weird. Those are unexplained. There's no.
Well, there's no one temperature that the bone itself will melt at because it's composed
Yeah.
of multiple
Yeah.
materials.
Yep.
Your bones, it's not just calcium; it's multiple proteins inside that's hold it together, and calcium is built around us. So
Oh,
it's
Mole
not-
Knight! That's
It'll melt eventually, but it's not. It's not going to do so simultaneously.
Yeah, it's not gonna just burst into ash.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His name is Mole Knight, I remembered. Unless he just said that. Oh, he just said that. Okay.
It belongs in a museum.
It belongs in a museum. We named the dog Indiana, we named you Junior. You're welcome.
Oh, I was hoping somebody was gonna get that reference.
I did! I just referenced another quote.
See,
Viva
that's another
Barry.
good example of a film that didn't portray the Crusades as I don't know, evil religious people, blah blah whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they did do it pretty well.
It was treated as a backdrop, and it didn't go too far into the politics of it to make it into a message. It was literally just a backdrop for treasure, and that was it.
Yep. Let me in, Mole Knight. I just want to hit you with my shovel that you mocked. And for this part, I'm a little slow, but you're supposed to get over there. And I also forgot to do this, but you see those blue ones that are flashing? If you hit those, you can hit them back at them. So there's typically, whenever it looks like there's a time that the enemy is invulnerable, it really isn't. You just have to have a little bit more precise aiming. Which I really like that about this game, that it does give you extra attacks of opportunities.
Oh, I was gonna say just like Dark Souls until you said extra attacks and opportunity.
And then we got
Dark Souls is usually just, hey, hit them once this one time. If you don't, wait a full minute until they finish their cycle and then hit them again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's technically an invincible boss in Dark Souls unless you know what to do for it.
Oh.
Don't spoil it. I have my copy.
Don't worry.
with me.
I'm
both
not.
sides, so.
Yep.
I'm not.
I still haven't played it either.
I was gonna
I
say,
haven't
we
beaten the
could...
first one.
Oh, that'd be fun, Michael. We could record that together for multiplayer.
Oh no.
I have Demon Souls and Dark Souls.
I have
And
Demon
maybe
Souls
Dark
as well.
Souls too.
I have Demon
I have
Souls
Dark
as well.
1.
We could record Demon Souls together. That would be a thing.
So all 4 of us have Dark Souls 1 then.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Dark Souls 1 is kind of the weird one in the bunch. Demon Souls, you could do 3. Dark Souls, you can do 2. Dark Souls 2 and 3, you can do 4.
Rip.
Yeah. So we'd have to split into... I think Dark Souls 1 would be a better one to kind of do a speedrun-esque type thing, where we're competing against each other to see who can do it the fastest with the least amount of deaths. So that'd
Yeah,
be
that
better
would
Oh
for...
boy. Probably you would assign like a time penalty for each death probably or something.
Yes, and that'd be better for a stream, I would say. And obviously, that would be a little bit easier since we... that'd be... Either we could do that 4-person, or we could do that in teams of 2. Because with teams of 2, it becomes a little bit easier, and we'd also have to make the rule. If you're summoned in, does that count as a death or not? Since technically it doesn't count as a death in-game.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be playing on anything resembling hardcore anyway.
Well, there is no difficulty, so.
There's no difference.
Yeah,
The only-
it
there's-
just,
Oh, okay.
I think when you do new game, it just makes it a tad harder, and then it gets harder and harder the more you
He's
do
fine.
new level up to
There-
like, new level 14.
And I almost
Oh.
died there. Yeah, I was gonna say, somebody noticed! Because
So each
that
level
was...
has its
Go ahead.
own twist to it, basically. So.
Yeah. I would say you can technically make all the Dark Souls and Demon Souls harder. There's this thing called going through the game at Soul Level 1, and you can do it, But no thank you.
But that's a self-imposed challenge.
That is a self-imposed challenge.
The depraved challenge, where you just go as a depraved.
Yeah, and you can do it. You just have to upgrade your armor as fast as possible, and you have to know which rings to use. I think.
There was that guy that beat Dark Souls with the Guitar Hero guitar.
Oh, I was more impressed with the guy that beat Dark Souls with the Donkey Kong bongos.
It's... Ooh, I should pull out my dance pad.
And
Was
beat
there
Dark
a
Souls.
Twitch plays Dark Souls?
I think someone actually did that with. I think someone had a DDR dance pad and they
can see
beat
that.
Dark Souls with it.
Twitch beats. I don't know. Did Twitch ever beat Dark Souls? I know they beat Ornstein and Smo, but I can't remember if they actually completed it.
How did that work? Did they just say like left, right, swing?
Basically, it took I think an entire month. Twitch plays.
I don't even know how to
Dark Souls.
keybind. Something I've been wanting to do is play Overwatch and use my MIDI controller as.
Pardon me. It was a month and a half. Go ahead. And apparently they technically cheated, but then again it's Kotaku, and Kotaku isn't exactly always accurate, so I'll read it real quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, Kotaku's technically out of business because they're bought by Gawker, so...
Oh yeah, and Gawker.
Better than Polygon and Vox Media, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like Polygon either. The only one I used to like was Destructoid, but I had to leave that too.
I actually read Eurogamer as my primary gaming user.
Yeah.
So.
Honestly, I think I'll let me check, see if Christlander Gamer has anything at the moment. Because
Oh, that's why. Because eventually they changed Dark Souls, and this is something I actually agree with Kotaku on for surprising. Eventually they made it so that when there was a big input coming up, they made it so the game was paused for 50 seconds, and then you got to put the input in. So that's why Kotaku technically called it cheating, and for once I agree with Kotaku. What a surprise.
Yep.
Anyways,
Hashtag Gamergate.
oh my gosh.
Which is not a conversation we need to bring.
oh no,
into the
that
fray
is
right now.
that
No.
is one of the most divisive.
I will bring up one thing about Gamergate. I'll bring up Milo Yiannopoulos. That's where you got to start, and that's where we'll leave it. So
Milo?
yeah,
Yiannopoulos?
Yeah.
Oh my
I-
god.
I bring him up because he's an interesting guy. He's kind of Catholic, kind of not. I understand where he's coming from, but I don't like his provocative nature.
No, he is just he's a bomb thrower is what he is, you know, so... You know,
yes and no.
there's
He
a
has
place-
he has a lot of good
place for people
things.
like that, but
That's
it's, you know...
Yeah, I was gonna say he has a lot of good things, but as I said, he's too provocative. I mean, that's the main thing. I have nothing against him, though. I obviously pray for him because he honestly seems like he is trying to do good. It's just he doesn't fully understand. Oh, sweet.
That's what I think all of Gamergate ended up being. People made it out to be something it wasn't, but it was really just two groups of people who thought they were doing what they thought was right, but it.
That is true, and from what we'll go into it real quick.
But you couldn't really explain to any one person who took a side, hey, you're wrong, you're not
Right.
doing the right.
And from what I understand, and I don't have enough information, so if anybody is a big Gamergate person, please don't judge us for what I'm about to say.
Okay?
From what I understand, it was the fact that there was one female game developer that had slept with about 5 or so reviewers. Is that it?
Yes,
Yeah,
you're talking about Zoe
that's-
Quinn.
yes.
Public, but then they couldn't back up the accusations, I guess. But because it got picked up, like all drama and gossip does, it turned into a big thing.
And obviously, if that is incorrect, I apologize. I didn't ever participate
Okay,
in Gamergate.
from what
but
I
still,
understand-
yeah.
Yeah,
As
from
we
what
said-
I understand, that's kind of the gist of it, and then it turned into, this especially because it came only 2 years after Dorito Gate, basically, and it's
What was
very
Dorito Gate again? I forgot about
You
Dorito
remember
Gate.
when-
What?
What's his name? I think it was
Jeff Keighley. It was Jeff Keighley and him sitting next to, you know, doing his
Mountain Dew and
It's
Doritos.
Mountain Dew and Doritos promotion for Halo 4.
Oh, that's
you know.
right. That's why he's
So
called.
they call him Dorito Pope now.
I was
So
gonna say that's why he's called the Doritos Pope. I remember now.
And that's why that's
Guys.
where those Doritos Mountain Dew jokes come from.
I think we need to take a minute to appreciate that we've gone from things like Iran-Contra-Gate, Watergate to Dorito-Gate, Gamergate, Pizzagate, and all this crap.
To be fair, I would have probably agreed more with Gamergate if it had focused on Anita Sarkeesian. I'm not going to lie.
No, the problem with it is that Anita saw an opportunity to make tons of money too off of this, and
I'm more so just talking about her Kickstarter and how Feminist Frequency is crazy inaccurate.
Well, I think her job was to take things out of proportion, and it's, for instance, the Dragon Age Origins one, for example, where you have no, it's supposed to be. I'm not saying that it's right to. I'm not condoning that BioWare certainly should engage in those, use those type of behaviors. But given the context of what they were trying to do, I believe it makes complete sense. Dragon Age Origins, for example, to not have. I don't think there were any people of color in Dragon Age Origins, to be honest.
I would disagree. Wasn't the
Duncan?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Great Warden.
Duncan. There was one, but the lack of diversity, for example, was one of the things that gets criticized on Dragon Age a lot. But considering what they were going for, I don't begrudge them for that.
And I can't really blame them. It's like medieval Europe when people. Okay, I'm gonna have to go on this because we're talking about medieval Europe. Did you guys hear about the time people got super upset for the? And we can talk about Full Metal Alchemist another time because I'm bringing it up. But did you guys hear about the time for the live-action movie where people got super upset that they didn't cast Edward Elric as a Japanese person and instead it was a white guy? And it's like, huh?
Yeah, because he's supposed to be German, isn't he?
Someplace in Europe.
I've never seen it, so.
Someplace in Europe, at least.
The game is, or the series is like German, Austria, some sort of alternate universe version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, hold on, we're upset because a white guy is in Japanese. I sense a sitcom. But either way,
then why is no one going after Koei Tecmo for what they're doing with Neo? So, Team Ninja, what they're doing with Neo. So, having a white guy, protagonist be a white guy in feudal Japan, So, I don't know.
Because that's already been done in The Last Samurai, so nobody cares anymore.
Yeah.
Well, Tom Cruise is a psychologist, so it doesn't matter, I guess. So.
Yeah. Going back to Anita Sarkeesian, the other reason I don't I don't like her is because she has straight up stolen people's artwork and said, "Too bad, don't care." And that's pretty well documented too. So.
What was the movie with Keanu Reeves?
I thought that was The Last Samurai.
No, that was Cruise. Cruise was The Last Samurai.
That's right. Was it Seven Samurai? 47 Ronin. And here I die, by the way, because I got a little too close. Yeah, I got a little too close. I think I died 2 more times here because I wanted to get my money.
To be fair, Cruz wasn't too bad in The Last Samurai. From an analysis I saw, it wasn't much of a white savior complex. He actually kind of, I don't know, he doesn't lead the charge and help them out. He just joins them from a sense of honor, I guess.
Yep. But let's talk about Avatar and how everyone was, especially on the left, was so ecstatic about that, but it was the white savior complex all over. So
Which Avatar?
The James Cameron's Avatar.
Okay, I was making sure because I was going to say the animated.
Yeah.
No. James Cameron's Avatar. So.
Well, I mean, we can talk.
That's what it ended up being. It ended up being the sophisticated white guy comes and saves the rat.
Well, he wasn't supposed to be sophisticated. He was a Marine, remember?
Yeah.
Military is dumb. Remember that?
To be fair, we could talk for hours about all the problems with Avatar. The movie.
Yeah. Which Avatar, the movie?
2009's.
I know.
I was gonna say, why
just
not both?
making sure. Let's not talk about M. Night Shyamalan's complete destruction of.
That never happened.
Yeah.
Why did? Oh, and the other gold disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You do lose it if you don't collect it. I was gonna say
sucks.
We could talk about Korra as well because Korra is a disgrace to Avatar.
Really?
Full disclosure, I'm gonna get some hate for this. I've never seen either.
I've seen the original Avatar: The Last Airbender, but not Korra. So
I've seen
Korra. They decided
of
to shoehorn. Oh hey, our main character is gay.
Aha! Sounds like another very famous incident that happened this year that got everyone all crazy.
Overwatch.
Oh, yeah.
To be fair,
Gayster?
Yeah.
No. I like how I refer to it. Chaser.
Oh.
Hey, if they're gonna
Cheers, love. The cavalry's queer.
Oh my gosh. See, I love how I refer to it, just because it's like, alright, you're gonna throw a gay character in, I'm gonna make it how I want it. That doesn't come off right. I apologize. That doesn't...
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
People were already doing that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for anybody that has same-sex attraction, that was not meant to come out that way, and I fully 100% apologize to you.
You had to use the thingy.
I technically didn't. I forgot that I could just use the phase locket and walk on spikes, but I did.
I think earlier you were literally fishing underwater.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do that.
I'm guessing you don't have a bobber then.
No. I was gonna say, no, you use an anchor, remember? So it'll just drop.
Oh boy.
This thing looks big.
It's not too bad.
So this is
like
a simple Crash Bandicoot outrun the boss kind of a thing?
Yeah, a little bit. I was gonna say, for Korra, yeah, I mean, they did technically leave it open to what happened to Korra if she decided to pursue that relationship, so I'll give them that. But I think the only reason they did that was because it's Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Well, you can already see how the media has already begun, the process of normalizing this kind of stuff, for kids especially nowadays are seeing that is completely okay, and, there's nothing wrong with that anymore, and that's going to eventually be extremely detrimental to, anyone who believes in traditional marriage anymore.
Right, like the Loud House.
Yeah.
I think, but I would like to add a caveat here. We don't hate gay people. Hate the
No,
sinner.
of course not.
Hate this. Pardon me. I was about to misspeak. Hate the sin, not the sinner. We understand that we all have our own crosses that we must bear. So I just want to make that known before I know that sometimes it can sound really bad with how we speak. That's why I just wanted to add that note.
Of course, and I wanted to clarify what I was saying is that it's not that when we say it's the same thing as when we are normalizing things like pornography or or for example prostitution is another one that is a lot more gets a lot of press in the in Hollywood, but it's really most people I think would agree is not something that should be actively we treat it in that kind of a light rather than simply not saying that if you do experience same-sex attraction or do identify as a member of that community. It's not. We don't intend to say that because you experience those things or have that different conception that you necessarily are purely evil or some kind of deviant or anything like that. Because we accept the reality that those are human experiences.
I know many Catholics hate. I know many Catholics hate this song, but there's a really good song for this. All are welcome.
Yep.
I know many Catholics hate that song, but sometimes it really works. Come here, fishy. Come here. I want you.
It actually swims?
It does. It does actually. Yes, it does actually swim. So they were clever enough to think that out. But no, all are welcome. Because I was gonna say I don't want to. We've already gotten too far into topics for this, so I'm not going to bring up the other one right now.
But yeah.
With, hey, let's not get into Gamergate because it's kind of divisive, and then all of a sudden we're here.
Yeah. All I will say about the whole Gazer thing is that was
what you
not.
guys are calling it now?
I'm calling it Chaser.
That was not the important part of that comic by a long shot.
But it got the most press, though. It
got the most press. That's what everybody obsessed over. But there are some hugely significant plot details in that comic that barely got any attention. Like, oh hey, the woman who was brainwashed into being a terrorist and brainwashed into murdering her husband is standing by her husband's grave at Christmas.
So out of curiosity, since I know that they're both similar games but fairly different, which do you think has the better story? Team Fortress 2 or Overwatch?
We don't know much of the Overwatch story yet.
That's fair. I was going to say,
we know some background. That's about it.
We're starting to learn a fair amount about the Team Fortress 2 one, but at the same time, I think the most recent Team Fortress comic was supposed to come out about a year and a half ago, and still waiting.
Yep.
Yeah,
By any chance of part 3?
It's part 6. They got to part 3. They did do Team Fortress Comics number 3. We're oddly enough waiting for Team Fortress Comics 3 times 2, so 6. So we can still get the 3. We can still get the 3 joke in. I was gonna say we can still get the 3 joke in there that way.
That's probably the entire reason they did that. They knew they'd get so much better press if people were like, "Oh, rip! It's Half-Life 3, der."
But yeah,
had,
I really like
times where they've hidden
sicko.
files that have been named HL3 or Half-Life 3 in some patches, I think just to mess with people.
I think what's going to
Yeah.
happen before Half-Life 3 is we're going to get Left 4 Dead 3, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
I'm in the-
Half-Life 3 and Portal 3 are just going to be such huge deals to the
it's too much
entire
pressure.
gaming community
To be
that
fair,
they're
but-
going to be milestones for Valve. They aren't just going
They
to go, "Oh, hey, here's Half-Life 3. We'll give you another game eventually."
Right.
Like,
To be
there's
fair,
a
I was going to
lot
say,
to be able-
while on Portal 3, they don't need to make a Portal 3 at this moment because it did wrap itself nicely. Same with how they didn't need to make Portal 2. That wrapped itself up pretty nicely as well.
But Portal's just silly fun.
It is, and that's what I'm saying. They at least made it so you didn't need to have a sequel unless you did the multiplayer. The multiplayer, you might argue that, yeah, there needs to be a sequel.
It's what I think
But
is.
what do you mean by it needs to be a sequel? Can I just challenge that for a second? What do you mean by it needs to have a sequel?
Okay, it shouldn't. Maybe needs isn't the right word. It would be nice to have a sequel. I would say
think-
there's few games that 100% need to have a sequel. Basically, if it has it to be continued at the end, because you know the story isn't done, give me my darn sequel, Golden Sun. Give me my darn sequel. I want to know. I'm still upset.
Did it set one up?
Well, yeah, Golden Sun 3 had it to be continued. And to be fair, they did that with Golden Sun 1 as well, but there was a little bit of a difference for that. Golden Sun 1 was supposed to technically be on the same disc as Golden Sun 2, but due to the Game Boy Advance's hardware limitations, they had to split into two games.
Okay.
Reminds me of actually what they did with Mass Effect. To accommodate Mass Effect 2, that is, to accommodate the fact that Mass Effect 2 on the Xbox 360 had multiple discs, they actually redid the progression to make it so that you wouldn't be flipping discs every now and then to the detriment, you know. So you used to be able to recruit your squad mates in pretty much any order, but now they changed it to a more definite order to accommodate the multiple discs. So
I don't mind the multiple discs, but then again, I suppose that's because I'm used to it, because it's like I've played too much Resident Evil 4, and Tales of Symphonia.
Oh, yeah.
Tales of Symphonia has 2 discs as well, so it's like, whatever.
Well, do we all, you know about the Tony Hawk 5
Scandal? Yeah.
controversy? Yeah, with
the day one patch that's bigger than the game itself.
yeah,
That's because it was the game. They had the first level on the disc, and that was it. Hold on.
So anti-piracy.
No, they were lazy. They had to release it.
Lazy.
They had to release it that day because they were losing the rights to Tony Hawk that day.
Yep.
I just imagine just be, I don't know, they're in the break room, 7 in the morning, like, dude, we lose the rights today, don't we? Like, oh no.
Release it! Release it!
Well, that was
What are we
Activision's
gonna do?
plan
Okay,
from
listen,
the start of the
listen.
year. So
We'll make a 30 gigabyte patch, we'll release it on disc for 14 gigabytes, everybody has the internet, they'll just have to download it.
By the way, speaking of big disc games for the Xbox 360, Lost Odyssey. 4 disc.
Oh, that was, is that, I'm thinking of Odyssey to the West.
I think there was a bigger one for Xbox, but I can't remember what it's called at the moment. I'll find it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I remember halfway through Metal Gear Solid 4, the game told me I needed to switch discs. And for a second I was just like, wait.
Yeah.
what?
that was part of a fourth wall break. You know,
It
because
was, yeah. But for
Kojima
a
has
second, I was
stated
just like-
publicly. Kojima stated publicly that one of his least favorite. He hates having to change discs.
I don't
So
mind it too much. I wonder how
that's his
Kojima.
personal pet peeve. So
I
he
guess
was
it
like,
just
"We're gonna
breaks the flow.
I wonder how Kojima would handle Eternal Darkness then, since that had all those types of fourth wall breaking too, due to the insanity meter.
I've been meaning to find the soundtrack because there's just the ambient music that they play when you're at the mansion is just I
Yeah.
love it so much.
I want to pick up the game, but it's also super expensive. That would be another one to talk about, honestly, for religious aspects.
Yeah, because that's the whole like Mesopotamian elder gods.
Yeah,
they
and
destroy
it's-
stuff, whatever.
Exactly. So it's like, I
And I
mean,
think one of the levels is a
Catholic Church.
monastery, I think.
Yeah, it's monastery. You're absolutely right. So. Yep.
That's Treasure Knight defeated.
Yeah, so we got, how many more nights? 3. 3 more nights. Oh, and Black
Find
Knight,
out.
again.
Probably find in the next episode though.
Yeah. Anyways, that'll do it for this episode. Peace be with all of you.